Hey everybody, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Wanted to put out a quicker video this weekend just to give some general thoughts on the market and then give you a look at some of the setups that I'll be watching for next week. So this first chart here is SPY, S&P 500 ETF. Been talking about this one for the last couple of weeks. We got this nice bounce early April off the 200 day, but what I've been asking is what's going to happen when we get back to this, 270 level. Why this level? Well, we had this big gap down here, March 21st and 22nd. We have it's the 61.8% retracement here from the March highs to that 270-ish level. And we also have this declining trend line here, from the February highs. This is drawn off closing prices, March, and they all converged around this area of about 270. So I was waiting to see what would happen. Got my answer. Not surprisingly, price hit that like a wall, turned back, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is a big area, bullish case. You want to see this taken out next week. We closed a bit off the lows on Friday, a lot of earnings coming out and things like that. So if we can get back above this, 270, 271 area, that would be a very bullish development. If not, we start retesting those lows. What I'm watching is, a bigger picture. We have kind of a descending triangle kind of pattern here. We have these lower lows. We have this, 255 to 258 level that has been the floor. And if that gets taken out, that would be a very bearish for the market in general. Obviously, it could set up some opportunities on the short side. So that's something to watch and take advantage of. But what most people want to see is we want to see the bullish market continue. And to me, I'm watching this 270 level to be taken out. So just something I'm watching there in the overall market next week. Now, I'll go through some individual setups I'm looking at this week. These are all long trade ideas. First one is ABMD. This stock has just been a beast. You can see here is trading about $100 not too long ago. Now it's up to 300. So obviously a strong long-term uptrend, and it's tradable here. We have this area around $300 that was resistance here, consolidated just below it, broke above it last week. Showed a lot of relative strength with those weak last 3 days in the market last week, stayed above that. So if it can get going, I really like this as a long. You have your defined risk here. You can put your stop under that consolidation, 295. So you don't have to risk much, but I think this one could have some nice upside potential. You still have a while till earnings. They're May 3rd. So this is definitely one on my radar for next week. Another one is DSGX. This one broke this trend, the downsloping trend line here, which is nice, but I usually like a horizontal level to trade off as well. And this one's given it to us here around $30 were the highs here in March. Kind of peaked above it last Friday after consolidating a couple days. So again, we have our defined risk, under this 29, 30-ish area. Would not look as interesting. So depending on how tight you set your stop, you can do it there, give it a little bit more room. But regardless, you have a limited risk and a potentially big upside. So this is a nice looking trade opportunity, in my opinion. Next one is EVH, and this is actually one that I alerted on Friday, and I purchased to members. I alerted to members at ttptrading.com. We have this area here, these March highs, about 1650. It kind of came back to test them, kind of consolidated for a couple days, and then Friday had a nice move, kind of peaked above that. So I entered a half position on this, and this level is also big. It goes back a little farther than that. You can see this 1625 to 1650 area were the lows from late last fall. So a big area to push above. It's also pushed above that 200-day right there. So I like this one. Again, you have your defined risk. You can put your stop slightly under that yellow box. You always want to manage your risk. So we know what that is in this trade, and I like the upside potential as well. This one is JLL. This is another one, just a beautiful long-term uptrend. Here we've had some consolidation. There's this kind of working on a little consolidation wedge here. So if it can break above that, 177, 178, this could be a nice trade opportunity as well. So this is one that's on my radar. Little different trade here. Here's KAMN. This one had a nice. There's this level here. It's $63. Resistance, 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 resistance. Broke above it last week. Kind of came down with the market Thursday and Friday. Kind of back to that breakout level. So if it can stay above that and starts moving up again, we have our defined risk here around $63. So this is a very good potential long opportunity in my opinion. Next one is AHL. This is a reinsurance thing. There's a couple nice charts coming out of this industry, in my opinion. I took a look at a lot of these over the weekend, but I like how this one's setting up. We have, I'll zoom in a bit here. It's got over the 200-day, had a nice big breakout here, March 28th. It's just kind of been consolidating, digesting those gains. So if it could start pushing back above this trend line here, maybe above this, the highs here from March, about $44, $45, that would be our risk. And this is a nice potential trade opportunity that I may be entering next week. Another one here is IOSP, kind of similar. This is what I look for in a trade. We have our resistance here. Friday put in a nice day. It looks like it wants to break above it. You never want to jump the gun because price has a mind of its own. You can't force it. But if it breaks above this level of $74, this is a trade I would definitely be interested in making, and alongside potentially putting your stop around $70, $71. So that's a good one to keep your eye on. We'll see if we can get some continuation from that action on Friday. Last one here. This one doesn't trade with super high volume. I like the way the chart's setting up, though. We have this level here, 1760. A lot of shares traded in that area. It was the highs from February. So we have that level to kind of trade against where we're at now. It had that nice big move early March. It's been kind of just digesting those gains, kind of staying flat late last week. So if it starts pushing up above that $17.75, $17.80 level, this is one I'd also be considering entering. So just a few things I'm looking at this weekend. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I hope you all have a great week. Thanks, everybody.